Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm going to be explaining to you how to knit a distress knit sleeve, and I'm also going to use tension 8. You guys know this is my favorite tension I always use. Aside this, I'm also going to show you the things that I'm going to be using. My selector, then I'm also going to use my transfer tool. I am also going to use my long needle. Then I'm also going to use my scissors. These are the important things that I always use if you always watch my videos. Like, I honestly can't do without all these things that I just showed you. Now, when it comes to the stitches, I'm going to bring out in between 30 to 40 by my right hand side. Then at the decimal point, which is point 0, I'm going to bring out the first 5 by my right hand side, then the first 5 by the left hand side rather, to make it 10. Then by my extreme left, I'm going to bring out in between 30 to 40. That is what I'm bringing out. So these are the stitches that I'm going to work with. They are very, very important. So just the stitches that I'm going to work with. Then I'm going to do a decrease and increase with what I'm showing you guys. Now I'm also going to pass my yarn through the antenna. Very soon I'm going to show you guys how to do that. It's quite easy. When I pass my yarn through my antenna, I'm also going to pass it through my carriage or can box, then put it on top of the hand feeder. This is very, very important whenever you are knitting. Now I just passed it down, then I'm also going to pass it through my can box or carriage. Aside that, I just passed it through my hand feeder. Then I'm also going to do the E-wrap casting on. This is very, very important. I honestly can't do without this. I'm sure you guys already know how to do this. But for beginners, you can watch my previous video. You see how I did this. Now I'm going to work on the first 10. Now this first 10 is very important. Once you are done with this first 10, I'm going to move it. Then I work with the 10 at the middle. That's for the E-wrap casting on. Then I'm also going to work with the extreme 10 by my left hand side. So this is what we are going to work with. So now I'm working with the extreme left, that's the 10 at the extreme left. Once you are done, the remaining excess wool that you have, you will just move it through your antenna. It is quite easy. Very soon I'm going to show you guys how to do that, because I can't knit like this with excess wool sewn like that. So what I did was I just moved it through my antenna. Now we have different ways of casting on after you're done with this E-wrap. So we have the comb and we have the hanging weight that I just showed you guys. But I love how I always use my comb. Like, my comb makes it very easy and fast for me. I'm a lover of this comb that you are seeing. So I'm using the 50 by 50 comb. So what I did was I just gripped it on the stitches. Then I'm going to knit. Mind you, whenever you are knitting, you don't necessarily have to bring it out the way you use your hanging weight. You don't need that. So now I'm going to knit 40 times. Once I'm done knitting 40 times, I'm going to do the increase and decrease. So this is how I always do mine most times for the distress knit. So now I just showed you guys how I knitted 40 times straight. Now after this, I'm going to do the increase and decrease. How will I do that? I'm also going to bring out 2 by the side. Now I want to do the A shape. So I'm going to bring out 2 by the side, then do single decrease inside. So now I just brought out 1 by both sides. Then I'm going to do the decrease. So I'm moving it closer for you guys to see. So you do the decrease inside. Mind you are not touching the one at the middle. You always leave the one at the middle like that. So I just did the decrease. You have to do it both sides. Then you now knit 5 times. Now I did it by the left hand side. I moved to the right hand side, and I'm going to do the same thing. Don't forget I also brought out 1 by the side. Then I'm going to knit 5 times. So wherever your can box or carriage stops, you continue like that. So you do this continuously. Now the first one, my carriage stopped by the right hand side. Now that my carriage stopped at the right hand side, I will do the same thing by bringing the extreme stitch both sides. Then I do decrease inside both sides. So the reason why I'm doing this is because I want to maintain 10. Do you understand? I want to maintain 10 stitches. And don't forget, I am not touching the middle part. Like, I do not have any business with the middle part. So I'm going to do this till I get to stitches 65. Then I knit to my final length. My final length is 230. That was what I used for my client. My final length is 230. So now this is a close view for you to see, and I'm going to explain again. I'm going to do increase at the edges, bringing out 1 then I do single decrease because I want to just stick to 10. That's what I'm doing now. So what I did here, I will still move my I'm still going to go to the other side and do the same thing. Do you understand what I'm saying? Then I knit 5 times. So I'm going to do it till I get to stitches 65. And as I'm doing this, the distress knit is becoming wider. You know, I first started with 40 down, then I did increase to 65. And as I'm doing, I'm still going to show you for you to see the clear view of it. So as I'm doing that, you can see the distress knit is increasing, as you can see. So it's forming that A shape, meaning the wrist part is small. As you can see, the wrist part is small. So we are doing the increase for the bicep. Do you understand? For the bicep. Now, I'm doing increase by the side, then decrease inside to still maintain 10. So once I knit 5 times, wherever my cam box stops, I bring out 2 by the side, then do decrease inside till I get to stitches 65. So once I get to stitches 65, I now knit to my final length. My final length is 230, then I cast out. Don't forget that I am not touching the middle part. The middle part still remains intact. You will see it on my clients after this, towards the end of this video. So once you are done, then you will now cast out. So that's why I say it is quite easy. It is really quite easy. So now, whenever you're done knitting, you don't have any business with the distress part. The distress part will still remain intact. Then I now gauge it into 2 because I'm done. Now I've knitted to 230 showing on my row counter. Then I cast out. Now you guys know that I love to use my long needle. It's my scissors, my selector, my transfer tool. So these are the important things you always need whenever you are knitting. And you need to have it by your side. So because the reason why you need to have this by your side is because most times when you are knitting and you don't have all these things, you might get lost at some point. Now that I am done, so I just remove my comb, then I cast out. So I always use my selector. I just move it out. Like now, I don't have any business with those ones in position A. I honestly don't have any business with them. So I just move these ones out, then take it back a little bit, then I cast out. I love to use my long needle whenever I am doing this because it makes it stretchy. But for this kind of design, now I need to explain something to you. This design is not stretchy. One of the reasons why I added to 65. Normally, whenever I'm knitting, I always knit to like 50 or 55. But because this design is not stretchy, so I need to increase to make it wider. Do you understand? So as it is like this is how I'm going to join it on the body of my work. I'm sure you guys must have seen the body on my previous video. So this is how I love to cast out, as you guys know. Now, whenever you are done casting out, please, it is advisable for you to move them back to position A. So the reason is because most times, if you don't move them to position A, you are going to have like small scratch. Meaning, if you mistakenly go close to those stitches without moving them, you can have like little scratch. That's why it's advisable for you to move them to position A. Now that I am done with this, as you can see how small that part is because that is the wrist part. That is 40. Then I increased it. Now, whenever you are joining, you just join this side. You do not have any business with the middle part, please. It's just the side that you will join. You can join with your machine or you can use your sewing machine, whichever one. You know, I told you that it's not stretchy, so it's just straight like this. That was why I really increased to 65. Now, whenever you are joining, just the part that I showed you and the part that we knitted, that is where you will join. Now, you don't necessarily have to join the distress part. You will see it on my client's body. So this is how to knit it. And as I said, it is quite easy to knit. So I'm about to show you guys. So this is the final look here. So this is it on my mannequin. Then I'm going to show you guys on my client how we rocked it. So this is it. So stay tuned to my next video. Bye.